Uh, yeah.
Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining us once again here on Talking Fight, another episode of the Friday Night Panel featuring Mike Orr and Grumpy Graham. Grumpy, because another week has gone by when we've got so many guys on the road going to fights, we're left here sitting in our office saying, where are those guys? They're out enjoying the fights. Meanwhile, we have to watch them on TV.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm sitting in the studio
Believe
with a
me,
fan
I'd rather
pointed
be
at
at
my
the fights. Hey, quick little point of reference. Golly gee, I forget his name. Eric, help me out with his name. Eric, he was fighting in Montreal last night from Armenia. Eric,
that
Avnasian, but something like that. Bayanzian. Thank you.
yes.
Right? He won. So he's 30-0.
Ooh.
30-0.
Ooh.
Hey, man. Good to see that Carl is with us from England, all the way from that wonderful town where Robin Hood was from as well.
Nottingham.
And a young man by the name of Robin Hood. Anyway, if Carl wants to join us, I'd invite him to join the show. But the point of the matter is we've got some news to talk about. But more importantly, Mike, we've got some upcoming bouts that you want to. Oh, wait. Geez, I almost forgot. Before we go there, we've got to make some money. Here we go. Go ahead. Make some money for us.
Today's episode is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for free. The same way travelers are using Google Flights and Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you could possibly win, even when betting on the same outcome. Different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances of winning long-term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 plus yearly just by line shopping. You can find the BetStamp app on the Apple iOS Store, Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. And to access all these benefits, sign up using promo code TALKINGFIGHT and start your journey to successful sports betting today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, guys, don't worry. You can always enter it in your BetStamp account settings afterwards, guys. So go check it out. Again, www.betstamp.app/TalkingFight, or just, hit up this QR code right here and download it. So now that we've paid the bills, we can talk about fights.
Hey, yeah, but I need to plug how much money you've made, because if people start using BetStamp just like you have, they'll look as good as you.
Yeah, and they're about to launch. They're about to launch boxing on that platform too, which is going to be great.
Yeah. No. We've had a large part to say in that, by the way, as well as a matter of fact, here in Canada, one of our largest broadcasters in the country is now considering putting back into its platform boxing. They had taken it away a long time ago as a sport to be revered and respected. And I got to say to all the boxing fans out there, it's been a long, tough grind for us here in Canada. Getting guys of note, of value, to not only be trained here in Canada, but move abroad to get trained, to get improved. And anyway, so the point of the matter is one of the biggest, which would, if you think about it, if you're a young kid and you want to, what do you want? Oh, I see hockey all the time. I see baseball all the time. I see basketball all the time, but I never see boxing. So to have boxing on a big channel would be a great improvement, I think, with respect to getting those young guys involved, because our amateur programs are certainly bumped up. Your own boy Evans out there, he's traveling the province, capturing footage of all these different amateur tournaments, which are shown on talkingfight.com, by the way. So
chasing the dream. Chasing the dream.
He's chasing the dream, living the dream, as opposed to some of us who are just dreaming.
Who are just dreaming, sitting at home.
Anyway. without bumbling and rambling on too far there, quite frankly, I'm really happy that we are making great strides here in Canada's biggest province, Ontario, with respect to putting boxers on the world stage. We already have them, quite frankly, planted in other gyms, in other clubs, and on that level, I got to say, shout out to our good friend Roger who passed away.
Yeah,
That's a real shame. Unfortunately, Roger was a good friend of ours. Roger inspired us to create Talk and Fight. Quite frankly, to enable us to start talking about not just the fights that are happening around the world, but especially here in Toronto, especially here in Ontario, and he made a lot of introductions on our behalf to a lot of great fighters like Zab Judah, for example, who came on the show. So shout out to him. He's now, quite frankly, in heaven. He died at young age,
yeah,
42.
yeah, man.
So it can happen at any time, boys and
That's
girls.
it.
So make sure you're doing what you're doing for the right reasons. Anyway, so we got some fights coming up, Mike. What do
Oh,
you
we
got?
do, we do. It's the much anticipated. Like, well, I don't know how anticipated it is. Really, boxing superstar 2-weight division undisputed world champion Clarissa Shields has raised the stakes substantially and will now face number one ranked middleweight contender Maricela La Diva Cornejo in the
Yep.
main event of action on Saturday, June 3rd, live from Caesars Arena in Detroit and streamed live on the Zone in the U.S. and Canada. Hannah Gabriels was originally slated to rematch Shields. However, based on the results of the May 2nd, 2023 VADA test done as part of the WBC Clean Boxer program, promoter Salida Promotions made the change. So, Boxing's Guat and Michigan's own Shields will live up to her promise to bring a big-time boxing back to Detroit by stepping up to face the WBC, WBO, IBF number one ranked contender Cornejo in the first ever boxing event at Little Caesars Arena. The two highly competitive combatants had strong statements about their June 3rd showdown. Both these girls are going to go at it. A two-time Olympic gold medalist. We all know Shield's story, man.
Yep.
2-weight undisputed, two-time gold medalist. She's the lady in boxing right now. 13-0, 2 KOs. Avenged her only amateur defeat last October when she traveled to the UK to win the WBO belt title from Savannah Marshall via that unanimous decision. Her last fight in her home state of Michigan came in March of 2021 when she blasted out Maria Eve DeCare to become the undisputed super welter world champion. Her second undisputed distinction after originally unifying all the middleweight titles with a 2019 victory over the unbeaten Christina Hammer. Native of Washington, who now trains in Las Vegas under the tutelage of renowned trainer Ismael Salas, Cornejo is 16-5 with 6 KOs. Enters this fight having won 3 straight contests. She most recently fought in March, and she stepped up. She didn't really step up. She kind of got in there, took on Sheila Kuna in the first round. The 36-year-old is previously challenged for the world titles at middleweight and super middleweight, including a pair of close decision losses to undisputed super middleweight champion Franchon Cruz Dezern in 2018 and 2019. So Cornejo's first world title opportunity came in just her 6th professional outing as she dropped a razor-thin split decision to Kelly Reese in April of 2016. So, this one's going to be a banger. You know what it's about. You know exactly what this one's about. It'll be interesting. We got a pretty good undercard here, man. Definitely one to watch. It's the only boxing on, so you're definitely going to want to see it.
Exactly.
One of Sugar's little friends, Carissy Brown, is going to be on it. Little Taz, she's taking on Sarah Liegman. That's probably going to be the opener. I know Josh James Pagan is on there, taking on Ronell Burnett in the super light. Marlon Harrington, he's fighting, I think it's Keith Muhammad in the super welter division. Joseph Hicks on this card. DeVelly Smith, Andrea Holmes Jr. Against Wendy Toussaint. So it's going to be decent. It's going to be a great fight. It's the only fights we're going to watch this weekend, really, to be honest. So I don't know what to say. Uh,
All right. So
I'm not. I'm like I'm gonna watch it because I have to. I don't know if there's gonna be any spectacular knockouts. We might see some great. We might see some good technical boxing. We might.
let's put it this way. It should be a good scrap. Like it
Yeah,
should be a good scrap. Like I mean, Clarissa is who she is. She'll fight. But I'm not setting anything aside for her. I'm just simply saying it should be a good scrap. And quite frankly, I like the undercard as well.
yeah.
Sarah Lightman, I like a lot, and I look forward to her fighting as well.
Uh,
But but
Watch out for this kid too. Ardreal Holmes Jr. He's 13-0 with five knockouts in that super welterweight division. He's from Flint, Michigan, managed by David McWater. He's only 28 years old, so he's just coming into this. He's been a pro though since 2016, so he's kind of seasoned. He's 6'2" with a 74.5-inch reach at 147. So,
wow,
he's a little tall. He's ranked 45th out of 1910 in the world and 14th out of 323 in the United States. And he's taking on Wendy Toussaint. I know Wendy. You think a woman? No, but no. Wendy Toussaint, who's 14-1. Yeah, this one. This is going to be the probably the co-main event, I believe.
I think simply because we have a few friends from Nottingham watching, I'm going to mention the Lee Wood scenario because when Lee Wood won his title back, depends how you look at it. But Mauricio Lara came in overweight, and there was a bit of controversy, yada yada. But who cares? Lee Wood won, and the interesting equation is going to be whether or not he's going to fight Josh Warrington or not, because that's quite frankly what the British fans are looking for, and I'm sure Carl will be able to help me out with this one because quite frankly his mandatory is actually Otabek Komatov, right? So at the end of the day, you're sitting there going, okay, you've got a mandatory, but your manager's Eddie Hearn. So is he going to be able to back you out of that one so he can fight Josh Warrington? And the answer is, well, obviously yes. So, so for our fans over there in Nottingham, in my humble opinion, I'm looking forward to that Lee Wood Josh Warrington fight
Yeah,
upcoming.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. We got some good boxing coming. Unfortunately, it's just not this weekend.
right.
There's much more going on next weekend. We got the Bronner and Hutchinson card that's going on.
Yep.
Is Malov versus Foster, that card. The Adelaide versus Emma. I think it's Amatovic. Amatovic. I probably pronounced it horrible, but it was worth a shot. I didn't run it through the pronunciation thing first, so that I didn't mess it up. But I tried. I tried. Don't kill me, guys.
Anyway,
But
yeah,
yeah,
there are some great fights coming up in June. I had a rollout of the top 12 fights in June on one of my recent shows. So just so you know, there are a lot of great fights, as I'm sure you do know, coming up in June. So
yes,
it's going
yes,
to be
there.
like the summer's not slowing down in any sense, which is good for us. But I think what we're all anticipating for some peculiar reason is what's going to shake out in the heavyweight division, because I can only say what I've read, and that is what I've read is that you've got Anthony Joshua, Usyk, you've got Fury, you've got a bunch of guys who want to fight Fury, because he's got kind of like a couple of spare months in there if he decides to go into that uh, fight in the Middle East in December, right? So at the end of the day, once again, I'll talk very briefly about the heavyweight division because there's been a bunch of people mentioned, but I will mention one name and one name only who stepped up and said, "Hey, I'll have a fight with Tyson Fury," and guess who that name is? That's right, Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson has put his name into the ring, so to speak, and said, "I will fight Tyson Fury."
I profiled the guy the other day who came up in the amateurs with Jared Big Baby, Najee Lopez. This is another big guy that's looking to solidify himself as one of the elite cruiserweights, so that they can put his name, so you can put his name beside, the greats of like Usyk and Holyfield. So, and yeah, man, they had it out in the amateurs, and this guy can bang too, man. So we got
Right.
some
Right.
guys that are coming up through the ranks. The future looks good.
Well, one of the see, I didn't want to get caught up in this because there's so many names, but there's even a top 15 name coming up saying, "Hey, man, you guys seem to have forgotten about me." Uh, so there's a bunch of guys who want to fight Fury before he goes to that main card, if he goes to that main card, and this is
Yeah.
all Frank Warren's decision or not. But Eddie Hearn has said quite repeatedly, Anthony Joshua's got a couple of fights coming up, and they're solidified, and they're not against Tyson Fury.
No.
So we're not going to see AJ versus Tyson. Not that I care. I think AJ is a big pussy, quite frankly. I think he's lost his game. He doesn't have that that killer instinct anymore that Mike Tyson had. I think he's toast.
I think the money did it to him.
Yeah, well, even when it came to money, there was a top 50 who are the best paid athletes in the world today. It came out in Forbes magazine, and there are only two boxers in the top 50. In the top 5 was good old Canelo Alvarez. Okay. And the other guy, the only other boxer in the top 50, I think it was number 28, Anthony Joshua. So give me a break. If you're Anthony Joshua, do you really going to get your head beat in by Tyson Fury? The answer is no. So of course he's going to take the Eddie Hearn route and say, give me a couple of Dillian Whites, give me a couple of, yeah, sure, I'll fight this golf like that guy, but am I going to get my head crushed by Tyson Fury? The answer is no.
No. Why would you want to get your head crushed by Tyson Fury? No.
Anyway, that's
No
just
way.
my opinion.
So next weekend is the weekend, man. We've got like not just the Ismailov, Foster, Bronner, Hutchinson, Adelaide. Not just that. The next day we got Edwards, Campos, Josh Taylor, Teofimo Lopez. So, and Munguia and Derevchenko. So there's some big
Right.
fighting next week. I know there's gonna be some knockouts for sure.
There will be. I'm not happy with what Teofimo Lopez is saying these days. I'm kind of surprised what Munguia is saying these days, just in terms of like positioning and all that kind of stuff. You know what is interesting from a talk and fight perspective is what Ryan Garcia, who is managed by Oscar De La Hoya, has to say. These guys are going to war on
Jeez.
Twitter. I mean, you're sitting there going, "Hey, man, we're just boxing fans. We just want to see fights." Okay. But at the end of the day, these guys are going like, "No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't mean that. No, I didn't." Come on. At the end of the day, you're here to fight. You're here to make money with your fists.
Honestly, talk shit and bang it out. That's what it's
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Like, give me a break. Like at the end of the day, uh, you know. Oh, would you hear what happened to Tank Davis?
No, what happened?
Sorry, fans. I didn't mean to be laughing about that. So anyway, so he got in a couple of issues with the law down south
Oh
in America.
God.
So first of all, his ex-girlfriend said, "Okay, he didn't really slap me. I was just
Oh
kidding
God.
when I laid that complaint." So he got off that one. Okay, while that's going on, and just prior to his Ryan Garcia fight, he goes into court, and the court says, "Okay, tell you what, when you finish your fight, we'll let you know what the judgment is." And the judgment was we're going to put you under house arrest so long as you apply it to these conditions. House arrest, it means nothing, right?
No.
Now, it means nothing. Okay. So what does the idiot go and do? Okay. This is Gervonta Tank Davis. Just to make it clear, what does that idiot do? He breaks his whatever it's called bond in America. Okay. He breaks his bond. Okay. Okay. So they've actually put him in jail.
Oh
He
my
is
God.
now sitting in jail because he had bought a 3.5 $3.5 million penthouse suite where I think he was living, and he's now living in a 10 by 10 jail cell. Okay, not kidding, not kidding.
Oh my god,
And that happened just today.
that's funny. That's funny. These guys, man, I don't get them. They're not too bright. I guess you get punched in the head for a living. How bright do you expect them to be?
Well,
Oh, and it's a 90-day jail sentence.
well, at, at the end, my point is simply, he's in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be on top. I mean, all the best athletes in the world have done something stupid in the world, right? They've all
Mhm.
done something stupid, and their lawyers have gotten them off. Okay, including Tiger Woods. But the point of the matter is all Tank Davis had to do was just like chill, just chill for a couple of weeks. Don't do anything stupid, okay? But what does he do? Whatever the judge said, because I wasn't privy to the the actual sentencing. But the point of the matter is you don't piss off judges. Bottom
No.
line, okay? I don't care who you are. All right. So,
And then
so I,
he's also sentenced so that he's got to serve the remainder of his 90 days for the hit and run incident. He also has to do 3 years probation and 200 hours of community service.
to be blunt, so he should.
Yeah.
He, you know, he hit a car full of people, including a pregnant woman, and she's a little bit upset about all this, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She's leading the charge in terms of getting him in jail, which is fine, fair enough. So he should have just taken it quietly. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Take your slap, slap, slap. Okay, I got
Yeah.
slapped about. Okay, but I'm Tank Davis. No, you're not. You're just an idiot who, like the rest of us, if you're some judge is going to say to you, if you do something stupid, I'm throwing you in jail. Got it, boss. So what does he do? He does something stupid.
You fucking right he
So
does.
anyway, just one of those ironic little news stories that came out today that I reported on. I gotta say, like, whether it's Ryan Garcia fighting verbally with Oscar De La Hoya, that's got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You know, you know,
That's
it,
ridiculous.
right? Because all we care about is who's fighting who, when are they fighting. We don't care how much they're fighting for
No.
or what they're fighting for, quite frankly. And that's why I love the women's boxing, to be blunt, right? When they go, they say, okay, I'm going after it because I hate her guts. Woo, perfect. That's what I like to see. A little bit of hatred, and off they go, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I saw Katie Taylor said, I want a rematch. Well, that's kind of cool because she is kind of moving up in age. I'm not.
She didn't look herself. She looked a little offbeat in that fight to me. She didn't look her true self. She looked a little tired. When have you ever seen her really gas out? She's a track star. You know what I mean? She
Yeah,
runs that ring all the time. She might have just, she might have been under the weather. Maybe she didn't rehydrate properly. Maybe there's something, but Chantel Cameron, she capitalized on the situation and brought it to her. And it is what it is.
yeah. Katie Taylor's a great battler. That's a great division, by the way. And I'm really looking forward to some of the. I called out Ramal Ali the other day on social media because I said, "Come
Okay.
on, I want to see you rematch Avril Matthew." But
That'd be a good one. That
I
would
know,
be a
I
good
know, I know. But because Ramal Ali is moving to I think New Orleans for her next fight,
one.
so
Okay.
I'm saying, hey, come on, man, you're like 2 hours drive. Come on, give her a rematch. Anyway, who am I to call out these rematches? But there you go. I love the women's fighting. It's
Oh,
amazing.
it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
they're doing so well.
You'll have to check out the one I profiled today.
Well, I actually noticed that. I noticed that, and I said to myself, note to self, uh, who is Mike talking about? Because I didn't recognize the
Baby
name.
face.
I didn't
The baby
recognize the name at
face.
all. Who?
Yeah.
Babyface?
Yeah, that's her nickname, Babyface.
Babyface.
Sarah
Are you are
Borman.
you are you telling me she's runner up for the Avril Matthew Good Looking Boxer of the Year award?
She's a good looker. Definitely, she looks good. She's 16-0 with 7 knockouts. She's a WBC interim.
Wow,
She's a
really?
WBC interim minimum weight champion. She's held every single belt you can hold. She's like tournament man. She's like won tournaments, every tournament that you could possibly win. She's
Wow.
won them in the amateurs. She's like,
Okay. All right, fair
yeah,
enough. Fair enough.
she's a beast.
A
Yeah,
beast.
so she represented the German federal squad.
Oh, she's German.
Yeah, 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 she is.
What weight? Welter?
She is minimum
Minimum.
weight.
Huh.
Yeah, a shit bigger than her.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool,
she
man.
had, what was it? She made a name for herself as an amateur boxer in the German Boxing Association. She participated in over 121 amateur fights, becoming a 4-time German champ.
Wow.
And then from 2010 to 2017, she represented Germany's federal squad, showcasing her skills. Um, she's she just needs to get in front of some nice competition. For me, she's a little too come straight forward. Doesn't have a lot of head movement, but she does have a very tight high guard, and she just she walks them down. That's what she likes to do. She just likes to get in there and walk her people down.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be she's gonna have a fight coming up soon, definitely, because she's climbing those ranks real quick. So be on the
No,
lookout
it's
for
cool.
be on the lookout for this kid.
As we've said for months, if not years, as we are starting to see, there are women from around the world, if not men from around the world, climbing these ranks, moving into the eyes of Matchroom and Top Rank. And these people are starting to realize there's talent around the world, not just in England and America.
Oh yeah. I see them every day. I watch these people all the time. See all these new boxers coming up. There's a very big talent pool around the world. There's no
The, the,
you know like
there,
there's great talent around the world, and now with social media, we're getting to finally see it, right?
it's
Because
cool.
the years of some of these boxers going unnoticed, it's not really going to happen too much more as long as these people start self promoting. If they self promote and get themselves out there, there's a ton of talent. That's why I've found a lot of these boxers is by cruising social medias in all aspects of the world, right? And you know how many times I got to translate friggin' pages to read shit just to figure stuff out. But yes,
Well,
it's definitely
well, as long as you don't talk about pillow fights.
no, we don't do that. So so this girl Borman, we're gonna see lots of her, man. She remains unbeaten in all international competitions, making her the sole female boxer in the DBV to accomplish such a remarkable feat. So she's got this great picture. I'll show it to you later, Graham. And she's like sitting at a desk, feet up, and it's literally like a wall of belts behind her.
Ha!
Yeah. So
No,
she's got tons of experience. If you look at her accolades that I found, I can send you. It's like 2 pages long, man. It's ridiculous. But again, she's only fought in Germany. She's not super explosive, not super fast, but she's tight, gets in there, likes to bang, and
Yep.
yeah, we'll definitely see lots of her.
Well, I look forward to seeing her fight.
Yeah. Well, with that, I don't know. There's not really much more to talk about. I guess we got to prep for next weekend.
Yeah, man. All good. All good.
Yes.
Short and tight. Take us out. We're
That's
away.
right. Well, Tiger Fight fans, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Friday Night Panel with yours truly, Mike Orr and Grumpy Graham. We're here every week bringing you up-to-date boxing news from around the world and discussing all the fights for the weekend. Make sure you come join us Sunday for Cedric Ben's The Scorecard. And make sure you join us for the Knockout of the Week. Hopefully we have one. Remember, I ain't picking it if it ain't good. Right? You got to earn that. So hopefully, guys, We find a knockout. Hopefully, there's some smaller, maybe some smaller cards that I can find around the world that I can find some spectacular knockouts. But make sure you tune in, man. 4:30 Eastern Standard, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, guys. Make sure you join me. Until next time, you know what it is, man. Friday Night Panel. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. Peace.
Thanks, Evan. See you later.